Were you recording that whole time?
What? Of course I was. Of course I was. But,
I was gonna ask.
Howdy, everybody. Yeah, we went out to the Nikola site with Bear from Bear's Workshop, and you're not going to believe this, but we accidentally landed an exclusive interview with one of the higher-ups at the site. I know, right? That's pretty weird. I mean, we had all our gear out. We were clearly recording, and we got some insight. And I have to say, as much as I've diminished Nikola in the past, this accidental interview gave me exceptional confidence that this is a real company engaged in real business in the endeavor to make a real product. So, kudos, I guess, to Nikola for accidentally instilling confidence in me and everyone else. Good job, Nikola. Let's get into it. And by the way, if you haven't checked out Bear's Workshop, do that now. It's right up here or here. Either way.
So Nikola's got some issues, but that's not what we're here to talk about. We're here to talk about the factory, which is actually quite exciting. I'm accidentally here with Bear from Bear's Workshop. What's that all about? That must mean I am here. The Nikola factory in Coolidge, Arizona. I gotta say, Bear assured me that this would be the case, and he was right. It's way bigger in person. It is much bigger than it looks. And we had an opportunity a minute ago, quite unexpectedly, to chat with a pretty high up fella there. I'm not sure if I'm allowed to use the footage yet. We're gonna explore that, figure it out. But got some pretty interesting, not so much insight as actual confidence that these are real people working on a real product that really should come out. Especially with the financing that was announced like a month ago that should give Nikola a couple years of runway to actually enter production. The good news is they're actually trying to build the truck, and they're actually probably going to build the truck. Whether it'll be profitable, whether it'll be in significant numbers, that's all to be determined. But my God, this place is a beast. Oh. And there's some footage of it from the air that I can show you. It's exclusive, just for you guys. It's right here in the corner. There it is. Yeah, click on that and go check it out on Bear's Workshop. So this place is huge. Bear is thinking it is between 200 to 300,000 square feet, which would be plenty big enough to at least do a pilot line to get out the first 10, the first 100, the first 1,000. Beyond that, they have plans for another 2 phases, another phase or 2 at least, to make the place 1,000,000 square feet, which is a good amount. That is enough to get it done. We still going? Okay. Yeah, so I gotta say, my confidence is higher than before. It's quite a bit higher. I'm feeling good about it, especially with some of the other places I visited on the tour, where my confidence is less certain. So that's a surprise.
Battery's wasted.
Yeah, that's cool. They've come so far.
Yeah, they really have. We bought one like 2 years ago, like a $200 one.
No, it was cheaper than that. It was bad.
It was so bad. The camera on it was just like an attached camera, and it was just always shaking and jittery and things like that.
Oh, got a fan?
Maybe, you never know it.
He's got a Nikola shirt.
He does, he's got a Nikola World shirt.
I guess one of you people might be Bear.
That's me.
How you doing?
How you doing?
Good. I'm Dave Abs.
Hey, Dave.
Obviously, I work here.
Yeah. Nice to meet you.
Yeah, nice to meet you. I guess you've met my boss once, Mark Duchesne.
Yes, I have.
Yeah, so I lead the advanced manufacturing team here.
Oh, yeah.
So we're busy plugging away at getting everything going.
How's it going in there?
It's
Tell me everything you're not supposed to.
well, yeah, fair enough. No, it's coming along.
Yeah.
It's, a little bit of challenges on the supply chain front, but nothing too major.
There's always
Everybody.
something.
Everybody's got it right now.
This is Brian. He's got another
Hey, Brian.
YouTube
Hi.
channel
How you doing?
called
Nice
My
to meet
Tesla
you.
Weekend.
Oh, okay, fair enough.
Yeah. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I worked at Tesla actually. I
Yeah.
was there for 5 years.
What'd you do?
I was the lead for stamping and
Oh,
body.
wow. In Fremont? Yeah.
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 So I started there in 2013. and
How
then-
tough was the old Numi equipment to get working?
Actually, I'd probably be the best guy to know about that.
Right.
Because
I figure you would.
Again, it wasn't really too bad. I mean,
Good.
I worked at Toyota previously.
Oh, okay.
So, we installed one new big A-class press because Toyota pulled that out. But the existing equipment that was left behind, it needed a little bit of
Sure.
love.
Sure.
The biggest challenge was just getting the aluminum running. And stamping, that's always a bit of a challenge to move from steel.
Because
to
it was steel before?
Yeah. Yeah. But, it's all cool.
I noticed they tore out the train tracks.
At Fremont?
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they're gone now.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah. I've
Yeah,
got
I guess they were always doing it for trucks. Maybe they're hoping to use their own trucks when they
maybe.
start delivering. It'd be hard to upkeep with that volume, though.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was a pretty interesting experience.
Yeah.
So that's
Yeah.
cool.
So what's going on? What can you tell us?
Well,
Dish, baby, dish.
Well, no, I'm not really a dishing kind of guy.
It was worth a try.
Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah.
No, I mean we're commissioning our equipment and starting our prototype builds for the Gamma phase, but it's all cool.
Can you tell us anything about the equipment that's outside in that staging area that's been out there for a while?
Well, so some of that is equipment that we're holding on to for the next phase.
Oh,
for
okay. So it
equipment
came in early.
installation. Yeah.
Yeah. We're looking forward to finding out when that's going to break ground.
Yeah. It shouldn't be too long now, I think, because
We
start
need some
moving
more
out.
things to film. So.
Yeah, well, fair enough. Don't worry. There'll be enough coming. And I mean, hopefully you'll start seeing stuff coming out of the building.
Yeah, well, definitely
in the
want to see that.
not-too-distant future. Have our PR guys been in touch with you? Or?
I've spoken to Stephanie in marketing,
Okay.
and we're working out an agreement to do a walkthrough
Yeah, okay.
in a couple
fair
of
enough.
weeks. So,
Fair enough.
just got to do an NDA, and they want to just make sure, safety and things like that.
Yeah. I don't think it's a bit of a big deal, but I guess you can understand we're maybe a bit sensitive about some of that.
Oh, of course. Yeah.
Honestly, from my perspective, it's not really that big of an issue. But
Yeah, but he's the stamping guy.
yeah. Well, now I got assembly.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
It's always a good change. So are you here too, or you're in Austin? Or?
No, I'm closer to Seattle, by Portland.
Oh wow.
We're just on a big road trip. We went, saw Arcimoto in Oregon, and
Okay.
went and saw the boring tunnel and the loop in Vegas, and Fremont, Nevada.
Yeah.
Trying to see it all.
Trying to get away from the heat. Who
Not-
comes
not
to
here.
Arizona to get away from
Yeah.
the heat? But
Right.
hey, today's not so bad.
Right?
Yeah.
Today is actually nice.
It's an unusual day.
Yeah.
Be
Yeah.
here another day, and it's going to be 110.
Yeah. Well, yeah, yesterday was toasty.
Yeah.
And are you from Arizona? or-
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've been here 30 years.
Okay.
Not originally, but I've
Fair
been
enough.
here 30 years. I lived in Queen Creek for 20 years.
Okay.
So
That's cool.
we saw this start coming up, and we decided, hey, let's start filming this. This could
Yeah.
be fun.
Yeah. No, it's good. I mean, and we really appreciate what you're sharing
Yeah. Well,
online.
I think people are happy to see it, considering some of the things that have gone on with Milty. And
Yeah,
this
I mean,
helps get
today,
it helps
today
get,
in the news, obviously.
it was going to happen. It needs to happen. It needs
Yeah.
then the further along that goes, the sooner you can get it behind.
Yeah.
And so, as far as I'm concerned, it's good news because it's not pending out there.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
let's just let it happen.
And it's individual.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So it's separate from the company, right? It'll take a bit for people to disconnect those two. But
Yeah. But what matters is you're getting the trucks out, and once you start
Yeah.
producing something, then that's what the proof is going to. That's what
Yeah.
people want to see.
Yep, and that's kind of you know, I think we have this opportunity, I think, now that Tesla's kind of delaying
Yeah, another
their
delay.
semis, now that Jerome's gone. So, I don't know what's going on there, but...
Well, I think they need to focus. It's just like Trevor was out there promising all these things.
Yeah.
Elon's done the same thing in a sense, and maybe they just weren't quite ready for the semi.
Yeah.
They need to use the 4860s. They need to get those out first.
Yeah.
And they need them in the Model Ys. They need them in the Cybertrucks.
Yeah.
If you've got 1.5 million orders for a pickup truck, then it seems like maybe that's where you need to go before the semis.
Yeah.
Right, especially if it's 3 cars versus 1 truck.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, and they did a great profit on their earnings call.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's
They're
pretty
going to.
positive.
I was surprised it was that high with the parts constraints. I figured they'd be paying extra for chips and everything like everybody else.
Yeah, I guarantee they're jumping through hoops big time. They
Sure.
get their supply chain woes resolved, right? And they have a lot more. I mean, the challenge in the early days was we didn't have a lot of leverage with suppliers, right? But now they do. So
Yeah.
everybody's keen on doing business with them.
Yeah, they definitely have a lot of leverage, and they're using it. This is the time to use it.
Yeah,
So,
fair enough.
Yeah, pretty interesting.
Cool.
I think what he's going with is, you know how Elon likes to say the best part is no part.
Mm-hmm.
The best Tesla semi
Yeah.
is no Tesla semi.
Yeah.
So far.
Yeah.
Well, the Roadster was supposed to come out 2020.
Yeah. Also that.
Yeah, and I think the problem with that is they gave too many away. Do you know about that? The referral program? Oh, they were using the Model 3 referral program. Every referral you get $1,000 off something.
Oh yeah.
You
That
do
I know about.
$250.
That I know
There are
about.
people.
Yeah.
Fred from Electric's got 2 free Roadsters coming, and everybody else already paid cash for theirs. Where's
Yeah.
the motivation to actually produce the damn thing?
Yeah. Yeah. That's true.
well,
There's
there's always an SEC investigation.
That's true. That's true.
I'm actually curious what where they're planning on doing that in Giga, right?
I have no idea. I have no idea.
Because I kind of thought it would make sense to decontent a bit Fremont. Fremont's a better hub to do kind of the early builds, and then like Toyota, right? We always launched a vehicle in Japan, and then sort of got everything worked out, and then sent that vehicle production to whatever plant would be around the world, right? So when I was at Canada, right, and we were building Corollas, and we'd always launch one in Japan, and then we'd launch ours 6 to 12 months later.
And then 5 years later in Thailand.
Yep. Well, or I mean, in 2008, we did a global launch, which still Japan had about 3 to 6 months ahead of everybody else, and then 10 plants around the world launched the Corolla.
Sounds like a lot of logistical issues coming up.
Yeah, well, it's again the maturity of getting the local supply base.
Yeah.
Right. So,
Neat.
anyways, cool.
Well, it's good to meet you, Dave.
Recognize the car. From,
Yeah, the car's more famous than me.
well, fair enough. You
Yeah.
keep yourself off camera. That's all good. But yeah, how's the Y?
I love it.
Yeah.
I love it. I actually bought this just as a temporary car until the Cybertruck comes out. I figured it's going to take
fair
that
enough.
long.
Yeah.
And I was driving a Cadillac Escalade,
Okay.
and just putting tons of gas into it, and I ran the numbers, and I was like, you know what? This is going to save me money if I buy this car. It's going to not depreciate like the Escalade will. The gas savings, I've already saved like $2,000 in gas, and I've only had this since March.
Yeah. Fair enough. Yeah, I've got one coming, hopefully in September. So.
Oh, why?
Yeah.
Okay. Which one did you get?
Oh, just the
Long
long
range?
range.
Yeah. Yeah,
It's
that's what
funny,
this is.
right? So with this, so I live in Ahwatukee, right? So I mean, I've got to charge every night.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Absolutely.
And I actually just put the 50 amp service in my house so I can charge efficiently.
Yeah.
I mean, you can stop in Casa Grande and charge up there, but it's
Yeah, who wants to do that?
it's a little bit inconvenient.
Yeah, I put the 50 amp in my house, and it makes an enormous difference because my wife's got a 3 also, so we're constantly going back and forth. So eventually I'm going to break down and just get the wall chargers from Tesla, unless somebody comes out with something else that's manages the time better.
Well, and I kind of thought about it, right? The wall charger, you'll get 40 amps instead of 32.
Yeah, it's a little bit more.
I mean, for what it's worth, right? I mean, I seem to be okay with this.
Yeah.
Well, and just setting the timer on the car so it charges when I'm in off-beat.
Yeah. Well, with us
His
swapping
car
at
sounds
night
like it's running.
and things like that.
Yeah, well,
It's got a different
sometimes it
heating
creates
and
issues, or in
cooling
the morning it's
system,
like,
so it
I
knows
don't know
how
as
louder
much
that
as
one
I
is.
Yeah.
would
That
want
one
to.
sounds like a car
So
running, and this sounds like
it's just easier to manage if there's
just a
two of them,
fan.
and then they can communicate to
It's
each
just a
other
different
and reduce the charge
cooling
if
system.
needed,
This one's-
because
Yeah,
of how
yeah.
much amps
noisier, but it's
you're pulling.
way
So
more efficient.
we're gonna end up going with that just because it's just one less thing.
Yeah. That'll be the challenge I got to figure out is, once I've got the Y, I'm gonna share charging between the two.
Oh, you're gonna keep both?
Yeah. The Y's for the wife
Yeah.
and the 3 kids.
Well, yeah.
I think part of the issue, because we ordered it in May, so I think part of the issue is we got a 3rd row seat.
Oh,
I was going to ask you about
so-
that. Because we were sitting in the second row and looking back there. I'm like, man, I'd
Well,
want to see it first.
For an 8-year-old boy,
Right.
like I sat in there.
Right. Oh, did you?
And yeah, it's, I mean,
So
doing
you know,
this,
Yeah.
basically.
you know. But well, I mean, look at me. I'm sure. I mean, we're wee folk,
Especially downhill.
especially downhill. Especially downhill. But even still, we're wee folk. I'm still not. I wouldn't want to be back there. But fortunately, these bastards don't drive, so.
Yeah.
I don't
Well,
have to be.
I'll see how it goes. I mean, my kids are shaping up to be pretty tall, so it
Yeah.
probably won't last for too long.
Yeah, that's the problem. You got to tell them not to grow.
Yeah.
They're
just-
they're
Good luck
going to be in
with
the back. My head now.
Just
What happened?
malnutrition. It's easy. It's what we did.
Yeah. Follow the North Korean plan.
Bind their feet together. or
Bind their
something?
feet. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah. That's all cool.
Well, it's good to meet you.
All right, you too.
Yeah.
Brian, right?
Yep. And Dave.
And Dave, yeah.
Yeah.
Nice meeting you.
Bear. Cool. Thanks, man.
All right. Thank you.
See you later.
All right. So I got to ask in the comments, my friends, what did I miss or misunderstand? Leave me all your juicy wisdom in the comments below. And as I always tell you, clever robots, stay tuned, stay juicy, and I cannot wait to hear from you weirdos in the future. Whoa, maybe I shouldn't say that. Nah, keep it.
So yeah, that was fascinating. If you want to see the whole interview, it's up on Patreon at patreon.com/glossy news. And thank you, as usual, to all my Patreons who, you know, without you guys, I couldn't make the channel. The road trip would never have happened. Thank you guys. I mean that seriously. Thank you so much.